Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. It's Digital Girl here with eStoreKings.com. Today we're going to be looking at creating Instagram Reels within Canva. So Instagram Reels are huge on Instagram right now, and of course you can go in and capture live video and then post it, but you can also create Instagram Reels using tools like Canva. So if you're on the Canva homepage, you have a few options. You can simply scroll through the homepage and head on down to Instagram Stories here. And I haven't seen an Instagram Reels section on Canva yet. Now that could just be because Reels are so new at this point, but you can still use Instagram Stories here, or you can head up to Templates and also access Stories from over here. And because Instagram Stories have the same dimensions as an Instagram Reel, you can use quite a few different templates here, but you'll notice that many of the stories are static, so they aren't actually animated like this one is, which is great, but there are a lot that actually don't move at all. But still quite a few to choose from. Another thing you can do is up in the search bar, instead of Instagram Stories, we'll go ahead and search for Instagram Reels. And from there, you'll be taken to a similar layout here with many different templates to choose from, but these will be a little more animated. And the great thing about the Instagram Reels available on Canva is that they're all very professional looking, and you actually don't have to film yourself. So let's say you have a brand that is not a personal brand, it's more of a company and you don't really want to show your face, you can use the options here quite easily. So let's go ahead and continue to look through all of the templates that we have here. And not too long ago, we created a blog post that was all about different Instagram story ideas. So I'm going to look for a template that would suit that well. So I really like this one here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And from there, it will open up and it'll tell you a little bit more about it, the different colors used, all of the tags that it's tagged with. So if you like the template, go ahead and click on Use this template. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start editing. This new reel is going to be all about different Instagram story ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting them in one by one. And to start, actually, I'm going to change the background color here because this kind of pinkish color isn't really our brand. And I know this might be a bit boring, but I'm just going to pick black for now. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding the ideas to the text here. So this will be our first idea. So that will be one of our first tips. So you'll notice here that the text is a bit squished in here and the white area is not big enough. So I can go ahead and highlight it and make it bigger and then recenter it there, which it locks on the line, which is great, but it's still a bit tight. And really, I want to make it longer, not wider. And to do that, right now, everything is grouped together. So you're going to go up to the top and click Ungroup. And then if you just click anywhere, whether it's on the outside or wherever it may be, it will unselect everything. And now I can go ahead and click on the white background and make it a bit bigger that way. And the great thing about Canva is that it locks everything when you move it. So you don't have to guess, where the center is, whether that be vertically or horizontally. Now you can also change the font if you'd like. So if you select the font, whether it be your title or the description here, you can go up to the top and click on the font that's being used. And then you have several to choose from here. Well, quite a few to choose from here. Now any with a crown means that it's paid, and any without the crown means they're free. So you can go ahead and change it if you'd like. And I quite liked the one that it started with. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Z or Control Z if you're using a PC. And just like any other program, it'll take you back, it'll undo your changes. So next thing I'm going to do is replace the background video. And to do that, head on over to the left and click on Videos. So we're talking about using your Instagram story to promote a new post, blog, or YouTube video. And this will give you a bunch of different stock videos that have the word YouTube tagged on it. If you're having a hard time finding a video, just use a different search term. This one works well because it's obviously someone taking a photo for Instagram, and we're talking about promoting a new Instagram post, a blog, or YouTube video. Now, this is 15 seconds long, and that's obviously way too long for one little tip. So we're going to click on the trim button here, and I'm going to take it down to the amount of time that I want it to show for. We're going to be sharing several tips throughout this reel, so I'll just put maybe 2.5 seconds. So if you think it looks good, you can go ahead and click the done button. And to preview it, you're going to press play up at the top right. So by default, this template animates from the bottom up. But let's say you wanted to change that. Click on the animation button up at the top left. Right now it's rise, and you can choose from different types of animation. So we've got a fade, pan, tumble, and then it's currently on rise. So for example, if we try tumble, that's what it'll look like. Block. You know what, I think rise, for these shapes, I think rise might make the most sense. So I'm gonna leave it at that. The white is kind of hiding the image in the background. So if we wanted to, we could make the white shape transparent. You click the transparency button up here, and then you can change the transparency settings. I might increase it just a touch. And then we'll press play again to see what it looks like. So this is only 2.5 seconds long, and obviously a reel is going to be longer. You have the option of, I think it's 15 seconds or 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and create a few more tips here. So to duplicate the page, hit on the duplicate page button. So from there, it's going to give you an identical copy of the previous page. And of course, we're going to do things like update the text. So this will be story idea number 2. And for the second idea, we're going to say share a poll. Now, I could have just said share a poll, but I would like the text to be the same from page to page. And when I say page, I just mean from clip to clip. So I'm going to add a little bit more to it. So share a poll to engage with followers. And then that way it's the 3 lines, similar to the first one. So we've got tip number 2, share a poll to engage with followers. And of course, we're going to want to change the video in the background. We can stick to just searching for phone videos, like something like this might work. He's not in the center. He's a bit hard to see. So we're going to move him over. And then again, this is 8.7 seconds long, which is a bit long. So we're going to take it down to 2.5 seconds. And let's say we wanted a different portion of that longer video. We can simply drag the 2.5 seconds along. Now, the only thing with this video is that the phone is hidden in the background. We could just make it bigger so that he fills more of the screen, and hopefully you'll be able to see the phone a bit better. So we'll make it bigger. Phone's still going to be hidden, but let's see what this looks like. Now you could press play at the top right, and that will play both clips one after another so that you can see the full video, or you can just test the single clip. I think that works. So again, let's have a look at the entire video. And so far it looks good to me. Now, it may seem like 2.5 seconds is a bit fast, but remember, this is people scrolling through Instagram. People want to take in the information as fast as possible and move on to the next thing. So we're going to go ahead and continue on and create the other clips. So because this one had 4 lines of text and the rest of them only had 3, instead of copying this clip over for my next one, I'm going to go back and click on the previous one here, page 5, and use that one instead. And then what I can do is just simply drag and drop to reorder them. And then I can continue on with creating a clip that has a similar look and feel to the rest of the clips. Now, if you have a hard time finding a video for your reel, you can always go to a stock photography website. And if you click on videos, you can search through their video library, or you can type in the search. Try to look for a vertical video if you can. Again, you can use the horizontal ones too, but the vertical is going to suit your video better. So all you have to do is click on download. So once you've downloaded your video, you can go ahead and upload it in Canva. So click on the uploads button, and from there you can go ahead and upload it and then use it. And then you'll see here that it's uploading, and even before it's done, you can actually just drag and drop the video. So for some reason it's not dragging and dropping, so I'm just gonna click on it and position backward so that it's behind everything. And then I'm going to make it a bit bigger so that it covers the whole background. And if we go ahead and play it, we'll see what it looks like. Okay, and again, this is too long, so we're actually going to shorten it to that 2.5 seconds. So I was going to share 10 different tips, but I'm going to check and see how long I should be making it. So I have them at 2.5 seconds. So let's say it's 30 seconds divided by 2.5. So that means that I could have 12 clips, which is perfect because I also wanted to create a title as well as a little follow me clip at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of them. Okay, so far we're at 24.9 seconds and reels can go up to 30. So we've got a bit of wiggle room here. I wanted to create a title screen or clip as well as a follow at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do the follow page just because we're at the end already and it's super easy to do. So we can either add a new page here or create a new page here. Now for this one, I'm not going to copy over the previous style because all it's really going to be is the eStoreKings handle along with the logo or the icon. So I've already uploaded the icon to the upload section and you can do the same. Just go ahead and click on uploads. Now, of course, this is really big for the end screen, so I'm going to make it a lot smaller. Center it. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit because I'm going to put something underneath. So I wanted to write the handle on here. So if you want to do the same thing, you can go ahead over to text. And Canva has a lot of different kind of fancy bits of text that you can use, but that's not what we're going for here. It's really just the handle. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on add a subheading and add the handle. And I'm just going to drag it into place. And that is a bit too big. So we can either just scale it this way. You could also play with the size of the text here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I should have said this earlier because this screen, it doesn't really matter, but similar to when you're posting a story, there's going to be stuff at the top and at the bottom of your reel when someone's viewing it. For example, across the bottom, there's going to be the description, whether or not it's original audio, that kind of thing. So you don't really want to design anything at the lower end of your clip. Otherwise, it's just going to get covered. So for this end screen here, I'm just going to play around with the animation. And that's kind of cool. Tumble, although that's not really what we're going for. I kind of like this block. And I may play around with the text, with the font. That's nice, although a bit harder to read, so I'll just make it a little bit bigger. Now 5 seconds is definitely way too long for this. It's supposed to just be a quick little clip at the end, even shorter than the other screens. So I'm going to put 1 second. And then the last thing I'm going to do is create essentially a title page. So this title screen will not only show up at the beginning of the video, if you share your reel on your feed as well as just as a reel, you'll be able to see that cover when people view your account or your page. So for that, I'm actually going to duplicate this and I'm going to drag it all the way to the beginning of the video. And then I'm just going to delete this because it's not needed. Now I may keep this and just reword it. Now this of course needs to stand out. So we're gonna make it a lot bigger. And we'll go ahead and center it. And this looks a bit odd with it being so large across the top. So what we can do is we could either put the second bit all on the same line, or we can duplicate and make it even bigger. So, and by that I mean, we're gonna leave the 10 Instagram on its own. And I'll put story and ideas on 2 separate lines. Now, because this does not take up a whole lot of room, a whole lot of space, we can make this bigger so that it takes up a lot more of the space. And this, of course, is very spaced out, so you can actually play with the line height. You can play with both the letter spacing as well as the line height. And this we can move down. So to nudge down, just hit the arrow key, but you can see that it's moving very, very slowly. So hold down the shift key and use your arrow again, and it'll move a lot faster. So this is quite large. So I'm actually just gonna make it a touch smaller. And the thing with the cover is that you want it to be centered. So of course on Instagram, when you view an account page, the feed images are all square, right? So you don't want it to get cut off. You don't want, 10 Instagram to get cut off, or same with ideas. So you want to make sure that anything that you want to be viewable on your Instagram feed is within the center of the clip. So this is looking a little bit plain. So what I'm going to do is create like a bit of a shadow behind the wording. So I'm going to select both pieces, and to select you can either drag and select, or you can click on one, hold down the shift key, click on the other, and you've got both of them. I'm going to change the color. So you can change it from here. This is where you view all colors. These are kind of the default colors, but I know the exact color. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in. We can either duplicate by clicking this button up here, or we can hit Control or Command D and it'll duplicate it. And I'm going to leave it selected, and then I'm going to change this part back to white. And now it kind of looks like the text is jumping out a bit. So you can kind of play with the positioning. And I'm going to select all 4 pieces and center it. Okay, so first actually we're going to make this a little bit longer. That's kind of, so we'll try that. So now that we've got all of our pieces in place, I'm going to go ahead and click the play button to view the whole thing. And you'll notice up here, we're still under that 30-second mark, which is good. Okay, so that last piece was really hard to see. So I'm going to go to that. And because we've got that little bit of extra time, I'll make it a little bit longer. Done. We've still got a little bit of extra time. Maybe we'll make this a bit longer as well. I don't know how much I loved how this appeared and disappeared. This fade is appearing faster, and because the clips are so short, it gives people a little more time to read them. So I'm gonna try highlighting them all and then clicking on the fade button. I don't know if that will actually apply to them all. No, we have to go through each one. I'm going to go ahead and download it now that we aren't making any more changes. And to do that, click on the download button in the top right-hand corner. And let's say you had made extra pages that you didn't really like. You could go through and select specific ones, but in this case, I do want all 12 pages or all 12 clips. So no need to edit that. And MP4 video is completely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and download. And it may take a minute or two, but that's completely normal. It is a bit of a larger file size. So once you're done downloading the video, you can go ahead and view it as a file. And there you have it, a relatively quick and easy way to create an Instagram reel using Canva. If you found this Canva tutorial useful, be sure to subscribe to our channel.